not far away. Let's talk story. It's where my mama was born, it's where I come from, it's where my daddy fell in love not long ago.
Let's talk story. Let's talk story. Let's talk story.
Sit down and relax, stay a little while. It's been so long since I've seen your smile. Well, a little of this and a little of that. Funny how time just slips away.
Cuz, we gonna talk story.
Eh? Let's talk story. Let's talk story. Let's talk story. Whoop, time for friends to share. Time to hear what's new. Hey, you
Oh, me.
over there.
Over here.
How's life been treating you?
Hello, no Kako. Welcome back to another session of Let's Talk Story. And lately in the news, I've been watching a lot of reaction from people about you know, people who were in charge of the mayor, Bisson, and governor, and there's still a lot of finger pointing going on. They were, you know, the Maui fires is a disaster waiting to happen. It was all dry out in that area in Lahaina, and sugarcane was no longer a industry in Hawaii anymore. And the thing is, it's so dry out there, and the winds are like up to 80, almost 80 miles an hour. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And these brush fires, they Echo said they turned off the power 6 hours before the second fire occurred that burnt down the town. So, but everybody was finger pointing to Heco first, saying, "Oh, you're to blame. You're put down power lines," and I myself blamed them too, and I wrongly did so, and I apologize for that because, well, they still haven't determined the exact cause, but the thing is this: all this finger pointing going on. Now I'm watching in the news. Watching, I watch our local news stations, and I hear about people blaming. First, they blame the governor. Said, "Oh, you should resign." Governor Green, and then they say, "Oh, now Mayor Bisson. What was he doing during during that time?" And they wanted a full account of what his actions were, and blah blah blah. It's kind of like they're finger pointing, finger pointing, finger pointing, finger pointing, finger pointing. The mayor, the governor, everybody, who was in leadership positions. And this is a natural disaster. Come on, people, get a grip and get a life. You people keep blaming, these officials. It's not the governor's fault. It's not the mayor's fault. And maybe it's not even Heckle's fault. Like I said, Hurricane Dora was 500 miles south of Hawaii, creating those strong winds, and all it needed was a brush fire. Now we should have that area. I think the pole should have been stronger, and I think the maybe underground, but the electrical They should have put power lines under the ground, but that's all after the fact. It's all kind of like, and you can always say, "Oh, how could we have prevented this? What we could have we done better? Or we could have had like warning sirens, blah blah blah." These are things that that our officials or our government officials need to talk about, and people in those positions need to discuss what is the best course of action going forward. But stop the finger pointing. Come on, people. You know, Sounds like a bunch of whining kids. It's kind of like immature. It's you people are so I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just kind of like, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? The part of the solution is people who have donated money, donated food, those kind of, and try to help the victims, rebuild their lives, rebuild their homes. Those are people who are part of the solution. Now, you people who are whining, complaining, and finger pointing, you're part of the problem. And you're not doing anything constructive. That's not constructive criticism, in my opinion. Okay, so it kind of upsets me. Some people might think differently, totally different from what I'm saying, but um, I think I cannot believe people would do that today. These people are put in office, and I think they're doing a fine job, quite frankly. Governor Green is doing an excellent job, and I think Mayor Bisson, I don't think he's to blame. You know, could they have done better? Yeah, they probably could have. But how could you prepare for a natural disaster of this magnitude? I ask you. Okay, and you think about it. Think about it. Okay, this is food for thought. Think about what happened, and are we prepared for any future natural disasters? Something you got to think about too. Something our government officials need to think about too. Are we prepared for if a hurricane? No, more likely, if anything, it's usually a hurricane. Are we prepared if a hurricane hits Honolulu? What kind of reaction? What kind of what do we have set up to prepare for that type of disaster? That'd be a major disaster if Honolulu gets hit by some kind of major hurricane. We're in for a lot of we're gonna deep kimchi. Yeah, and I don't think, quite frankly, I don't think we're prepared for that. We tell people to prepare for hurricanes and that kind of. I don't think. What kind of plans do we have set up in a major event of natural disaster of that magnitude? So we need to seriously think about those things. You know. So stop the finger pointing. That's all I gotta say. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I'm tired of. I go on YouTube and I see those, and I look at those videos and I look at the comments. I'm not sure if they're all coming from Hawaii. They could be coming from other uh, countries or other places on the main. I'm not quite sure where these people live. But they're all finger pointing. The governor, the mayor. Come on, stop it already. Get a grip. Anyway, that's my feeling, my thought, my manao. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. I like to hear your feedback. I'm a very open-minded person. I listen to everybody. My opinions are formulated after based on my own, judgment. You know, we have to do what's pono. That's the Hawaiian word. Meaning having a balance with others, having a balance with other things, and a balance with everything in nature. And you gotta live pono. And that's what my parents, my mama taught me to live pono. To live a life of righteousness. And that's even in our state motto. Well, mau ke ea, ina ika pono. Pono. It's the last. It means righteousness. Life of the land is preserved in righteousness. So you guys live Pono. Don't don't live like stupid idiots. Anyway, that's I'm getting too carried away here, but that's my Manao. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Mahalo for watching, and ahoy ho.